What's going on, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists, and welcome to another episode of P&Q. And this week we have a question for Mrs. Mini Warzone. So we'll start with that one because I'm going to record the rest of this later, because Mrs. Mini Warzone is very busy and she has to go out.
Yes.
So, yeah, so I'll read you the question that's directed to you.
Okay.
Was a bit for me, but it's mostly about you. It comes from... Well, just get the preamble out of the way first. This is the question and answer series where you get to ask questions or make comments and then I respond the following week. You can do this one of two ways. Put your questions or comments down below in the comments section or email me directly at miniwarzone@gmail.com and then I will respond in an anonymous way. But there are no emails this week, so it's just the comments from the video. So we'll start with the one in question then, which is from Jamjar34, and he says, do you write stories? If so, what story would you write in any war game you like? Well, that bit's directed towards me, so...
Oh, God, about that.
Yeah. Yes, I do write stories, though I haven't written any stories for a long, long time, although I did start writing one. But that's kind of how I got into the hobby in the first place. But if I could write a story in any war game, well, obviously I'd write in Warhammer 40k. I'd love to do a 40k novel of some description about what, I don't know, anything. I like it all. Let's just pick one. I don't know, Ultramarines. Story of the Ultramarines.
With
Yeah.
Mephiston as the hero because he's cool.
But he's a blood angel.
Aren't they allies?
No, they can be. It's a bit complicated.
Okay.
Anyway, let's get on with the main one then. Okay. Question for Mrs. Mini Warzone. I'm reading this from my Mac. I don't have it printed out as I usually do. So, it says, hi there. What are your thoughts on the hobby? What do you like about it? Or do you just like being behind the camera? And lots of smiley faces.
Ah. Hi, Jamjar34 from his kitchen. What I like about the hobby. What I know about it, a friend of mine, her son used to go into Games Workshop and paint Warhammer figures. I just thought it was a painting club, to be quite honest, and didn't think anything of it. And even when Peter got into it, I still thought it was a painting club, and just to buy models and paint. But since he's got into the hobby, it's very nerdy, but that's good because I knew he was a nerd when I married him anyway. I think it's great. It's since it's given him a focus on the painting, it takes his focus away from any pain that he's in with his condition, and in the first instance that was great. That's all I cared about, was the fact that he had something that was helping and that he enjoyed. And since then it seems to be, I'm learning as well, it's a big community and all of you got your own armies and things, so I think it's great. I think it's a good hobby. It's for all ages. As I said, my friend's son used to go and paint models. He gave our daughter some Tyranids and I have no idea what they were, but it seemed cool at the time. I can't see myself getting into the hobby. I don't see myself buying an army and painting it up, or even getting Peter to paint it for me.
Oh.
No, sorry about that. Yeah, it's not my thing, but I'm happy to try and play. Although I must say that when he bought the Dark Angels box set, I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I probably still don't. But I said, I can't play this, not until they're painted, because I have no idea who's who. And that was my excuse to go away and try and learn a bit. But I do like the fact that you just look at the stats and roll and shoot, and it's like hitting on fours, yes. Yeah.
I'm nearly there. I've nearly painted it up.
I like that. It's got to be painted models because we play Zombicide, and that is great fun. And when it's all painted up, it looks fantastic. So, as for being behind the camera, yeah, I'm quite happy to do that, to help Peter with his channel, do the updates. I think it's good that he narrates the updates on the man cave. The new mini Warzone studio, so
Nearly there with that.
Oh yeah, it's not long now. So I'm quite happy to stay behind the camera, but as you've asked a question, that's why I'm here, all glammed up because I'm going out. So the few of you that I do know names of, I know there's lots of you out there, so hello to Jamjar34 from his kitchen. Hi to the Lone Ranger, who was very supportive when Peter was first talking about doing his studio, and Idic Beer. I love the take on the Borg that you do as well. I know of General Splatten because I think it's a cool name. There's lots of others, and it's great that you have a hangout and you've got a community there, so I think it's great. So keep wargaming, or brushes lead to war.
Okay. So that was Mrs. Mini Warzone. Thank you, Mrs. Mini Warzone. And she's gone away now. So yes, but still touching upon that subject of the stories, going back to that. So like I said, any story really, any army, any game. Like I said, I'd love to write stories for Warhammer 40k. I think I could do a decent story for fantasy, because I love writing fantasy stories. And War Machine or Hordes, those type of games I could write for. Literally anything, anything like that. Anyway, thank you, JamJar34. So that was your question. Let's choose another one, because we don't have many this week. Like I say, there's no emails. So, start from the bottom now. Atomic Dog Scale Model Freak says, love the P&Qs. Keep at it. You may have discussed this before, but what will be the layout of your new man cave? Example, gaming table, workbench, maybe a small fridge? Take care. Yeah, all those. It's going to have a gaming table, obviously. It will have a gaming table. It will have the desk that's in front of me now in one corner. It will have another bench to the side. It will have worktop. Eventually, this is the finished product, right? Eventually, it will have worktops around. Yes, it will then have a fridge. I've got the kettle already. So there'll be drinks facilities there. There'll be cupboard shelves, all that kind of gear. But I intend for this still to be my main kind of work area, although I'd probably use the table, the main table. I'm going to get a massive cutting mat, biggest one I can find, put that on there. I'll use that to model on as well. Probably doing more terrain based projects on excuse me. And then I'll just put the tabletops on, and then I can put whatever mats or Realm of Battle board or the main board that I've got built, whatever I fancy for my wargaming, really. Green felt, whatever. Anything like that. That's going to double up as a sort of table I sit at to talk about things, maybe tactics, sort of P&Qs, that kind of thing. Yeah, reviews, all that sort of stuff. Yes, because I am hoping to be sent more models from manufacturers. So I've been approached, like I say, and I had the models. They sent me, that's their business card there. They sent me their models. They sent me some models. And I'm trying to find out what they want me to do with them yet, because they're not exactly miniature wargaming. They're kind of in different areas. I think they're diversing more towards the toy end of figures, but I'll give it a thorough review, and I'll have a look at it, possibly make a video, see what they want me to do with that. I don't know. But any other manufacturer out there wants me to review their stuff, send it to me and I will do so. And that is a promise. So yeah, let's have a look. I'm still looking at this screen here because I don't have the printout in front of me. Although that's probably better for the environment, isn't it? Yeah. So gaming table. I've got the mat. I've got a mat. Actually, I've got two mats. I'm gonna have to. So, I think mats is the way forward, the way to go. So many mat manufacturers out there. Sponsor me. Get in, my son. Yeah, we'll do that. But yes, just trying to think. No, it's just going to be generic tabletop and then tables on the top. You're making me think whether I want to build one of those with the lip around the edge and like. Then I'm thinking, do I need to build it bigger, or can I use my worktops surrounding it to put books on and my dead count and all that kind of thing. Don't know. I think it'll evolve. That's the key word. It will evolve. Idic Beer. Great stuff, mate. What do you think a mirror universe 40k would be like? Wow. Questions to think about. Well, maybe chaos would be good. They'd be trying to help mankind. The Tyranids would be like, instead of eating all life, they would be growing all life. So they'd go to dead planets and then cultivate them and kind of build up a huge ecosystem. And they'd be like little botanist creatures instead of like massive eating things and all that kind of stuff. Like little gardeners. Like they'd have diggers to dig and plough. Like with their huge claws, they'd plough the fields, and then another one would come along and just sort of scatter the seeds from different crops and things. They'd be like farmers. Tyranids would be farmers, I think. I don't know about the Eldar. It's a tricky one, isn't it? See, the Imperium of Man isn't. It's similar in way. They're similar in ways to the Tau, the whole greater good thing. Kind of, it's our way or the highway type of thing. They don't come across as particularly good. Anyway, the Imperium of Man. So I don't know. It's tricky. It really is tricky. Maybe I don't know, go around saying like, you don't want to be like us. Anybody that starts worshipping the Emperor and the whole thing, say no, you mustn't. All that kind of stuff. That's tricky. It really is tricky. Chaos would be good. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe the Imperial Man would just turn totally evil. Everything evil would be good, and vice versa, possibly. But the Tyranids would definitely be farmers. Okay. Crew Angela Sliggers says, another great P&Q. Where's the best place you've been and why? Best place I've been? I'm in the best place I've ever been. Yeah. And I'm certainly in the best place I've ever been in my life. But you're not talking about that. You're talking about physical environment. Sadly, I'm not a very widely travelled person. Haven't been that many places. Disneyland Paris was quite good. But though next year we're going to the real McCoy, going to Florida to see Disneyland. 2 weeks in a nice villa there. So that's all sorted. Best place I've ever been. I can't say Spain. Spain was alright, but not the best place I've been. A couple of the best places well, Games Workshop is obviously the best place I've been. And they're the same wherever you go. Exeter is a good place to be. I like Exeter because there seems to be a lot of history there. A lot of old historical buildings, and a lot of the shops are all oldie worldy type stuff. Now it's got a great Games Workshop. There's lots of back streets. There's a lot of history with the Romans and all that kind of thing there. Bath was quite a good place. It's quite interesting. Quite a history. I like places with history. And Honiton, I love Honiton. It's a very quaint little town. It's brilliant. The lace town. And I don't know, there's something almost Dickensian about it. I don't know. Certainly Christmassy. When you go there, especially at this time of year, that is where Christmas is for me. Somewhere like Honiton, a quaint little town with the little lights, and everybody seems to know most other people, and I don't know, little back streets. I love it. I love all that. Get away from the big cities. That's for me. Yeah. But like I say, as the city goes, Exeter is quite good. Ooh. I'm not particularly thrilled about Plymouth. Although I live here, I've lived here a long time now, but it's not the best place I've ever been, I don't think. But yeah, So I'd have to say it's a toss up between Exeter and Hon. I'm going to go Honiton. You might think that's strange, but Honiton in the UK, best place I've ever been, because it has a, I don't know, a Christmassy feel about it, and I have a lot of nostalgia attached to the place. I was going to stay with my sister there, and I was younger, doing my holidays and stuff. So yeah, it's Honiton. So odd one. Just looking. Right, one last question then. This is from General Splatten, and he says, "It's going to shut the door in a minute." Didn't say that. He says, "What do you think of GW business practices? Okay or wrong?" Well, that's a serious question, one that's probing the depths of philosophy and the meaning of life. I'm kidding. GW business practices, okay or wrong? Well, as a consumer, as a customer, their business practices, I don't see a lot of or know what they do. I only know the end result. They provide me with a hobby that I love, absolutely love, and they got me into it. A lot of their business practices are seemingly made wrong from the outside looking in. I think, particularly things like the prices of the miniatures. Excuse me, and across the world. I mean, why they're dearer in one country and another. And a lot of it's down to currencies and shipping costs, as well as another matter. A lot of shipping costs into places like Australia. It's just astronomical. It's the way it is. But their ideas, well, some of them can be questionable. I don't think they're not this big evil corporate company that are out to take over the world and destroy mankind or anything like that. I don't view them as such. That's not how I view them. Excuse me. Put a clip in there on the tripod. No, their business practices, I think they're a little odd sometimes, especially with timings of things. Their rules of the game, that's not really business practices, but they I don't know, I think they got too many writers on board, to be truthful. They need to be more uniform with what they do. How one codex can differ vastly to another. Not only that, I mean in terms of layout alone, I mean they should all follow us the same format. They try to, but sometimes they go off on their own tangent, I think. And sorry, I'm looking off here because I'm just trying to think, They seem to, well, I think they're, from my perspective, I can't see anything wrong with their business practice other than it's very expensive, but, it all is these days, isn't it? I don't know. I don't think there's anything wrong with their business practices. That said, like I say, I don't know what's going on within the company. I wish I did. I'd love to be a fly on the wall in some of their larger corporate meetings. That'd be awesome. Sneak a GoPro in and something smaller, some spy camera, and see what's going on. They still seem to be predominantly the largest miniature and best miniature maker in the world. So I don't know. I don't think their business practices are wrong or good. But I think they are what they are. That's what I think. But like I say, in all this sort of stuff, it's only my view. Oh, I've only just noticed that camera angle, a bit weird. It's just my take on it. I don't know. I wish, I know they're a business and they want to make as much money as possible. But the problem with Games Workshop is it's too, I don't know, it projects an air of, you must have this. That's out of date now. You must have this. No, get rid of that. This is what you want. And I know they're trying. I know what they're doing with that, but I don't know. Maybe it's just my mindset. That could be it. But yeah. So to answer your questions, I think their business practices are okay from where I'm sitting. I try not to get too deeply involved. I know a lot of people rant and rave about certain things. It's just not worth it at the end of the day. You know, whatever. They're still providing a lot of miniatures that I think are really cool. I love to paint and play with. And, you know, at the end of the day, they're there when I want them. I'll just get what I want. As and when I want it. So, yeah. So, thank you very much, everybody. That is the end of P&Q for this week. It's a strange one, wasn't it? But we had Mrs. Mini Warzone in to answer any questions because she said she would do that for a Christmas episode, you know. Although we weren't playing Jingle Bells or anything like that. But, yeah. She I don't think she really expected to get any questions from the last P&Q. So she was a bit surprised when she got a question. I was like, hey, I've got a question. She said, oh, really? Like, okay then. I said I'd do it, so I'll do it. So, you know, fair play. She's very supportive of me and my channel. And I watch you guys, I watch all your videos. And yeah, she kind of knows a little bit of you from what I say, you know. And she said, oh, what's so-and-so up to now? And, oh, this is the latest video, blah, blah, blah. She goes, oh, okay. She tolerates it, you know. Well, no, that's not a very good word. That's not very nice. She doesn't tolerate it. She listens with good intentions, and I think she is a little bit interested in it, telling you the truth. She doesn't want to admit it. Because when she was saying earlier, she gets into it when she's rolling the dice, and she gets quite into it. You should see her playing Zombicide, man. Rolling those dice and getting quite excited when she's killing loads of zombies, and that is really, really fun to watch. Mind you, I get it. We all get excited about that. Anyway, we've really gone off on a tangent here now. So, yeah. So, thank you again. Don't forget, leave your questions or comments down below in the comments section, or email me at miniwarzone@gmail.com. Like I said, didn't have any emails this week. None that I could see. So if you want something read out on P&Q, you must put P&Q at the top of it. Then I'll know it's for that. So thank you very much. And like Mrs. Mini Warzone said, all rushes lead to war. I'll see you on the next video, guys.